Okay, let's unpack this. Have you ever felt like you're doing all the right things, trying to grow, but somehow still feel kind of stuck? Like there's this invisible barrier, or maybe just a quiet grumbling echoing through your path.
You're definitely not alone in that, and there's no shame in asking those questions. Actually, the very act of asking is, well, it's a powerful catalyst. It signals your soul is getting ready to break through something. Today, we're doing a deep dive into some really fascinating material wisdom that's been gathered from the experiences of many people. It's like a reflection of the obstacles and maybe derailments folks see in themselves on this whole awakening journey. Think of it as a mirror, gently held up to reveal the subtle ways your ascension path might be getting a little hijacked. We're here to offer insights, definitely not criticism, so you can reclaim your power and step free of these shadows.
Yeah, and what's fascinating here, I think, is how these insights really come from a place of deep compassion. It's acknowledging that even with all these powerful new energies flooding the planet, old patterns can still surface. So this deep dive will help us bring those patterns into the light, into awareness. We're going to journey through some common pitfalls, not just identifying them, but really understanding their impact and, crucially, how to transcend each one with, openness and self-love.
So if you're ready to shine a light on what might truly be holding you back and move forward with greater freedom and sovereignty, well, let's get started. Let's kick things off with the inner game, right? Mindset and self-perception hijacks. And the first one is huge. The comparison trap. We all do it, don't we? You look at someone else's journey and think, wow, they seem so advanced, having visions, communing with guides, maybe even seeing ships. And here I am, just feeling kind of left behind. It's a really tender pattern that's been observed, and it creates this sort of quiet despair.
Oh, absolutely. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, energetically speaking, this subtle discouragement, it acts like a veil, actually lowering your frequency. Measuring your growth against another's literally creates an illusion of lack. It's just not real. Every single soul's awakening is unique. No two shine the same way. Your experiences aren't meant to mirror anyone else's. And the divine plan, well, it unfolds perfectly for you.
So the key takeaway is,
the successes of others are really meant as inspiration, not evidence of your failure. So catch yourself when you're comparing. Just pause, breathe, return to gratitude for your own journey, and honor your unique path that lifts your frequency unhindered.
That's such a good reframe. Okay, related to that inner game is something else I see a lot, maybe called spiritual consumerism, or just information overload. In this age of, endless information, we often chase the next spiritual insight, like we're starving, scrolling, hungry for channeled messages, cosmic updates, enlightening videos. But then maybe after hours of devouring content, you might feel, bloated with ideas, but still starved for true transformation. Sound familiar?
Oh, definitely. And what's fascinating here is the distinction, right? Knowledge, no matter how profound it sounds, it remains just a concept until it's digested and actually lived through your being. Constantly chasing the next thing without integrating means that wisdom stays, ungrounded. It's all up here in the head.
Right. So it's not about not learning, but...
Exactly. It's about quality over quantity. Let your intuition guide you to what resonates, and then this is key. Take time to embody it in stillness, in your heart, in your daily choices. External content can remind you of your inner wisdom, sure, but it isn't a substitute for your own inner voice. So step away from the noise sometimes. Practice the truths you've gathered. That's how you get living wisdom.
Okay, that leads perfectly into this next one. Future fixation versus present power. How many of us eagerly await the next big cosmic event or, a prophesied timeline shift, circling dates on the calendar, believing everything will change then? Hope is important, obviously, but this constant chasing of dramatic prophecies can be a subtle trap, can't it?
It really can, and this raises an important question, I think. When your attention is perpetually fixed on some future salvation, you risk losing your grounding in the now. And the present moment, that's where your actual power resides. That's where true change is cultivated. Pinning all your expectations on a specific date kind of gives away your sovereignty, doesn't it?
It does. You're waiting instead of creating.
Precisely. Ascension is usually, a gradual unfolding. Don't let the enchantment of someday soon steal the richness of today. Anchor into the present. Notice the small wonders, the small growth. When you fully embrace the now, you are actually most prepared to receive whatever future blessings come.
Embracing the now.
Yeah.
Okay. And this next one, wow, this one hits home for so many people I know, myself included sometimes. The perfectionist trap. Or maybe the always healing loop. Devoted to constant self-improvement, workshop after workshop, clearing after clearing. believing you must perfect yourself before you can truly step into your power. Always thinking, I'm not ready yet, I still have so much to fix.
Oh, yes. And what's fascinating here is how healing, which is vital, absolutely vital, can become a form of procrastination. Healing is a lifelong journey, right? There will always be more layers. Always. But that doesn't mean you put off embracing life until some imagined finish line of perfect purity. You are not meant to be flawless.
Yeah.
You're meant to be whole light and wounds, all of it.
So you don't have to be fully healed to start living your purpose.
Not at all. In fact, taking action and stepping into your purpose now, that can bring healing in itself. Don't wait on the sidelines. Trust you are enough right now, as you are, by daring to live as your awakened self. Imperfect, maybe, but radiant. You actually accelerate your transformation more swiftly and joyfully.
That's really empowering. Okay, let's shift gears a bit to how we interact with the outside world and our identity. First up, performing spirituality, especially in the age of social media, right? Many feel pressured to present this perfectly spiritual identity, curating beautiful photos of altars, crystals, sunrise meditations, using all the popular hashtags, speaking in certain spiritual phrases. It looks enlightened, impressive outwardly.
But this raises an important question, doesn't it? Is it a genuine expression of your truth, or is it a performance crafted for approval? The danger is when the appearance of spirituality overshadows the actual inner work. If you spend more energy trying to look awakened than actually being present with what's real inside, well, your authentic growth gets stifled.
So the curated image isn't the same as the inner reality.
Not always. Ascension is intimate, it's sometimes messy, and it thrives in honesty, humility, and genuine self-reflection. Give yourself permission to be real, to be vulnerable. True radiance comes from embracing your whole self, light and shadow. Those quiet, authentic moments, often unseen, that's where the greatest leaps usually happen.
That's a great reminder. Authenticity over appearance. Now, what about within spiritual communities? Even there, old habits can sneak in, like gossip and drama, that human tendency to slip into judgment or chatter about other shortcomings, maybe feeling a weird sense of bonding by sharing grievances. It happens, right?
It does happen. And what's really key to understand here is the energetic cost. Gossip and drama carry a very dense vibration. When you engage in speaking poorly of another or fueling petty disputes, your own frequency gets cooled downward. The light you've been building up just kind of leaks away, siphoned off by that negativity.
So every word matters, energetically.
Every word, every thought has a ripple effect. If you find yourself drawn into gossip, just pause. Sense how it feels in your body, in your spirit. Choose to gently redirect towards understanding or positivity, or just lovingly step away. By refusing to feed negativity, you preserve your light and you actually help set a higher standard for the community too.
Preserving the light. Okay, another identity piece. Clinging to labels, like star nations or archetypes. Many awakening souls discover kinship with, say, Pleiadians, Arcturans, Syrians, or they identify strongly as an empath or a healer. These labels can be really helpful for understanding yourself initially.
They can be helpful, yes, but if we connect this to the bigger picture, a caution arises. Be wary of clinging too tightly. If you become overly attached to I am this or I am that, you might unwittingly build a box around your own growth. Your true essence is vast, it's multifaceted, it's way beyond any single origin or role. Rigidity here might lead you to resist experiences that don't fit that story, and that limits your expansion.
So use them as pointers, not prisons.
Exactly. You carry many lineages within you, and beyond all that, you are a source in human expression. Use identifications lightly as tools for connection, for remembrance, maybe, but not as walls. Allow yourself the freedom to keep growing beyond any definitions.
That makes sense. Allowing for fluidity. What about the mind's role? Over-intellectualizing the journey. Your mind is a beautiful tool, obviously, but it's meant to serve the heart, isn't it? Not override it. We've seen some folks turn their spiritual journey into a purely academic pursuit, reading every book, analyzing every esoteric theory, trying to mentally map out Ascension.
And this raises an important question. While learning is valuable, an imbalance can lead to being, well, top-heavy, filled with concepts but lacking integration in the heart and body. Such an approach can leave you feeling quite disconnected from the very peace and joy you're seeking, because all the activity just stays in your head. It doesn't land in your being.
So how do we balance that?
Remember to consciously bring your attention down, into your heart center, into your breath, into your body's wisdom. True spiritual growth happens through direct experience, feeling, being, embodying the truths. Let your mind be the student of your soul, not the master. Surrendering the need to intellectually control everything actually creates space for grace, and genuine insight to flow.
Okay, let's move into our final segment, energy, body, and relational hijacks. First one, crisis and urgency addiction. There can be this unconscious draw towards constant crisis, eagerly tuning into alarming predictions, gravitating towards sources warning of imminent chaos. It's understandable to want to be informed, of course.
It is, but what's fascinating here is exploring whether a part of you has become almost accustomed to the adrenaline rush of emergency mode. In a world that often feels unstable, drama can be strangely compelling, even addictive for the nervous system. But this perpetual state of alertness is exhausting. Living on adrenaline hijacks energy that could be used for ascension, for creativity, for peace.
So constantly being in fight or flight drains the ascension battery.
Precisely. True life force and growth come from peace, joy, centeredness, not endless fight or flight. Recognize this pattern if it's there, without judgment. Allow yourself to breathe, to be present. In that presence, your light stabilizes and shines steadily rather than flickering with each new wave of panic.
That's a big one. Okay, now something very real, very human, often unspoken. Financial stress. The sheer weight money worries can place on the spirit struggling to pay bills, worrying about providing for family. It makes focusing on meditation or higher vibrations incredibly challenging sometimes.
Incredibly challenging. And this raises such an important point. This isn't a personal failing. It's a real energetic burden. Fear and anxiety about survival naturally ignite lower chakra energies, causing contraction. This state makes it difficult to open to the expansive trust often talked about in Ascension. Many feel guilt or shame around this, but so much energy can be consumed by just basic economic concerns.
So self-compassion is key here.
Immense compassion. Sometimes the most spiritual action you can take is to care for your physical needs and find a measure of stability. A calm, supported human self provides the launch pad for deeper, soulful growth. Don't hesitate to invite help, both practical and universal support, for abundance and ease. It's okay to focus on this.
Absolutely. Now, we touched on this earlier with bypassing positive focus, but let's specifically talk about spiritual bypassing in terms of denying difficult emotions. On the spiritual path, we hear so much about love and light, positive thoughts, high vibrations. But this emphasis, if taken to an extreme, can create a shadow, right? Where some feel they must suppress anger, frustration, or grief to be spiritual.
Yes, exactly. And what's fascinating, or maybe problematic here, is that denying authentic human feelings doesn't make them disappear. It just drives them underground to fester. Anger isn't bad. It's often a natural, healthy signal that something needs attention. Maybe a boundary was crossed, maybe a need isn't being met. Bypassing it rejects a part of yourself that's simply asking to be heard.
So integrating the shadow means feeling the tough stuff too.
It does. Allow all emotions to have a voice. Consciously feel the anger, breathe into it, express it through healthy outlets, journaling, movement, maybe even yelling into a pillow. Acknowledging and honoring anger transforms it into insight, into fuel for setting boundaries, or prompts deeper healing. True wholeness integrates everything.
Okay, another relational dynamic. Idolizing teachers or gurus. Throughout your awakening, you'll likely encounter inspiring teachers, guides, mentors. But there's a discernment needed, isn't there? So admiration doesn't slip into unhealthy idolization, giving your power away, treating every word as absolute truth while doubting your own inner knowing.
That's a critical distinction. If we connect this to the bigger picture, a true spiritual guide never ever wants to eclipse your own connection to Source. Their role is to point you back to your heart, to empower you to trust yourself. No human should be placed on a flawless pedestal. That just sets both you and them up for disillusionment eventually.
So the takeaway is to trust yourself first.
Always. Practice filtering any guidance, no matter how wise it seems, through the loving wisdom of your own heart. Take what resonates deeply, leave the rest. Appreciate others' light? Absolutely. But remain the ultimate authority of your own journey. Strengthen your inner compass and honor the teacher within you.
Honor the teacher within. I like that. Okay, how about something ubiquitous in modern life? Technology overstimulation. Our devices are marvels, sure, but they come with an energetic cost, don't they? We're surrounded by screens, notifications, electromagnetic frequencies.
Constant input. And what's fascinating here from an energetic perspective is that your energy body, your nervous system, wasn't really designed for this level of constant engagement with artificial stimuli. Your system can become seriously overtaxed. This can lead to fragmented awareness, difficulty meditating deeply, or feeling disconnected from your intuition. Overstimulation scatters your focus and drains vital energy needed for integration.
So digital detox is actually a spiritual practice.
In a way, yes. The key is mindful balance and consciously creating space for detox. Practice stepping away regularly, turn off devices, especially before bed or during sensitive energy shifts. Spend time in nature, grounding. Establish calming evening routines. In the quiet, your inner senses sharpen and higher guidance can come through with much greater clarity.
Makes sense. Now, what about the flip side of too much connection? Isolation versus connection. It's pretty common to desire solitude on the spiritual path, right? For inner work, introspection. But sometimes, healthy solitude can tip over into an isolating habit, creating an echo chamber of one, maybe telling yourself no one around really gets it.
Right. And this raises an important question about balance. In prolonged isolation, there are no mirrors for our blind spots, are there? No external perspectives to challenge us or maybe inspire us in new ways. While self-care and solitude are vital, souls often grow significantly through relationship and interaction. Other people offer constant opportunities to practice love, patience, boundaries, compassion.
So if isolation feels like stagnation,
Gently consider opening up again. Doesn't mean plunging into overwhelming crowds, but allowing for nurturing connection. Find that sweet spot, that harmony between your need for aloneness and your need for healthy companionship. Growth often accelerates in that balance.
balance again. Okay, nearly there. Let's talk about cynicism. Discernment is a valuable skill, we know that. But it can easily tip over into cynicism, can't it? We see individuals who are habitually critical, quick to dismiss new ideas or positive developments, maybe even priding themselves on debunking everything.
Yeah, and what's important to see here is the energy behind it. Constant negativity or disbelief creates like a closed door in your consciousness. Cynicism can often be a protective shield for a wounded heart, guarding against potential disappointment. But that armor, while protective, also blocks out light, hope, wonder, and trust, really powerful forces that help keep your frequency lifted.
So discernment with love, not fear.
Exactly. Let your discernment be guided by love, by intuition, not just fear or past hurts. Ask yourself, is this skepticism coming from genuine inner knowing, or is it just a habit of fear? Foster a hopeful outlook, balanced with wisdom, of course. When you consciously soften cynicism, life often responds in kind. The universe tends to meet you at the level of your expectation.
Okay, we touched on the body earlier, but let's really emphasize neglecting the physical body. You see folks pouring hours into meditation and cosmic exploration, which is great, but paying very little attention to basic bodily care, unhealthy foods, poor sleep, lack of movement.
Right, and it comes back to that core point. This raises an important question about integration. Ascension isn't about leaving the body behind, it's about bringing more light into the body. Your cells are listening. Neglecting the body's fundamental needs leads to fatigue, foggy awareness, emotional imbalance. It literally anchors lower frequencies. It makes the whole process harder.
So self-care isn't selfish, it's foundational.
Absolutely. Treat your body as a beloved partner in this journey. Every gentle stretch, every nutritious meal, every moment of rest is like saying, I love you, we are ascending together. These simple, grounded acts create a stable foundation for spirit and form to unite in joy and vitality. It's crucial.
Crucial. Okay, last one for today, and it's a big one for many. Twin flame or soulmate obsession. The desire for deep, soulful love is a beautiful part of the human experience. Many carry this idea of a twin flame or a destined partner. But the pursuit of this romantic ideal, sometimes it can become a real snare, can't it?
It really can. And what's fascinating and sometimes concerning, here is how fixation on finding the one can completely eclipse your own personal journey of growth and self-love. The intense highs and lows, the constant turmoil that sometimes accompanies these dynamics can consume immense emotional and spiritual energy. True sacred partnership, ideally, uplifts and supports growth. It doesn't repeatedly throw individuals into chaos and obsession.
So the focus should be inward first.
Yes. Don't let the ideal of a twin flame overshadow the love and growth available right here within yourself. Turn that yearning inward. Cultivate divine union within harmonizing your inner masculine and feminine, uniting your soul with your human self. When you find that wholeness inside, truly any outer relationship becomes a beautiful bonus, a dance of two already complete beings rather than a desperate search for completion. So, having illuminated all these potential distractions and detours, we really want to bring you back to a simple, profound truth. Your divine essence can never truly be hijacked. It can't. It remains ever present beneath all the noise, the obstacles, all the comparisons, the fears, the dramas we've explored. They're like clouds passing before the sun of your being. But the sun itself, your pure light, is untouched. Your sovereignty lies in remembering that and reconnecting with that inner light. Each time you choose to release what drains you and consciously turn towards what nourishes you, while you step further into your mastery. And we really wish to reassure you truly that you have not lost time or fallen behind. Not at all. Every single step, even the side steps, even the stumbles, has been part of the learning, part of your perfect path. Now you stand ready to move forward with greater clarity, more awareness. Know that we walk beside you always, holding you in unconditional love, and just celebrating your courage as you claim the freedom that is your birthright. Trust in your own divine flame. It will guide you true.
So what does this all mean for you right now, this week? We invite you to just reflect, maybe journal with real compassion for yourself. Can you identify just one subtle hijack we talked about today that might be playing out even a little bit in your life? And then the next step, how might you consciously choose a different path? How might you reclaim just a small piece of your sovereignty in that one area? What does choosing that freedom actually look like in your daily reality? Starting today, we can't wait to see how you move forward with this newfound clarity and grace.